Right now, I'm joined by Marc Goldwein, Senior Vice President and Senior Policy Director for the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Thank you very much for being with us. What do you think about what Leland just said?
Look, this is a policy that's going to benefit 12% of Americans at the expense of the other 88. It's going to worsen inflation. It's going to give away all the deficit reduction we got from the Inflation Reduction Act. It's going to make college costs more expensive. And the big winners will really be mostly the upper middle class, people with very high earnings potentials going forward.
So when you say it makes inflation worse, what exactly do you mean?
What I mean is that if we keep telling people you don't have to pay back your debt and your debt is going to go down $10,000, they're going to spend more in the economy. And more spending is good when the economy is weak. But when the economy is already sort of flush with cash, more spending just means higher prices, which means more inflation on everything from clothing to gasoline to housing.
Your group actually has some statistics here. If $10,000 in student loan debt is canceled, the loan balances would be back to $1.6 trillion in just 4 years?
Yeah, this is worse than a Band-Aid solution because it's only going to give us 4 years before the debt comes back. But meanwhile, people are going to start expecting future presidents to cancel debt. That's going to lead to more tuition hikes. It's going to make college less affordable for people that haven't yet taken out their loans. It's like an infected Band-Aid. It's going to make the overall problem worse.
Now, a lot of people would disagree, and they think this is not enough. Like they want more debt forgiveness, that it impacts certain groups within the population who are extremely burdened by these loans. Others say, like yourself and like our Leland Vitter, that debt cancellation is unfair to those who sacrifice to pay their loans back, like most of us had to do without an option. What would you say to someone who thinks this is unfair?
Well, look, there are some people with student debt that really are struggling and could use the help. And that's why we need to fix income-based repayment. It's why we need to focus on college affordability. But by and large, this is something that benefits the top half of the income spectrum much more than the bottom. It benefits people with college degrees, graduate degrees, medical degrees. The people that don't benefit are those that never went to college, that instead went right into the workforce and have somewhat lower income, but at least don't have that debt.
So what is the solution? What should the administration be doing as opposed to just wiping the debt out?
Well, number one, we need to restart payments. The payment pause was meant for the emergency of the pandemic, not for a time when the unemployment rate is 2% among college graduates. Number two, we need to fix the income-based repayment program so people can actually enroll in it so it works, so you're capped at how much you have to pay based on your income. And number three, we got to focus on college affordability. That means pressuring colleges to accept more transfer credits and AP credits, encouraging them to offer no-frill degrees, giving them some skin in the game on defaults, and getting them to cut out some of the fat of their administrative costs.
Marc Goldwein, I appreciate it. I know this conversation will continue. Big announcement today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.